In the heart of war-torn Iraq, a single mission turned into a nightmare. What was meant to be a routine occupation spiraled into chaos, bloodshed, and survival. This is not just a story, it's a brutal glimpse into the lives of real soldiers who risked everything. Welcome to the intense world of warfare, 2025. Let's dive into a story that proves war doesn't wait for heroes. It creates them. The movie opens in November 2006, where a group of American soldiers is seen gathered together, quietly enjoying a song being performed by a young woman named Eric. The song, titled Call on Me, fills the air as the soldiers, stationed in Iraq, momentarily lose themselves in the melody, a rare moment of calm in the chaos of war. As night falls, the soldiers silently move through the narrow alleyways of a local neighborhood. Their mission is to secure and occupy a residential building without alerting the enemy. When they arrive at the target house, they find the gate locked. Breaking it would create noise and risk exposure, so instead, they scale the wall and enter the compound from above. One of the soldiers then quietly opens the gate from the inside, allowing the rest of the team to move in. The house belongs to local civilians. Without causing harm, the soldiers take control of the building. They reassure the families inside that they won't be hurt, as long as they cooperate. The structure is a modest two-story building housing two families, one on each floor. Some soldiers move upstairs and detain the second family, gathering all the civilians into a single room for safety and control. The soldiers explain that their stay is temporary and that they mean no harm, they simply need a place to monitor the area from. Once secured, the team begins establishing surveillance positions. Among them is a sniper named Elliot, who takes his post near a small hole in the wall, using his scope to closely observe the street outside. His job is to track every movement and activity happening nearby. The squad knows that if their position is compromised, their mission, and lives, could be at serious risk. So, they remain silent and alert. Elliot continues to monitor foot traffic outside, logging who comes and goes and how many times. His updates are relayed to the team inside, helping them build a clearer picture of local activity. The soldiers remain stationed for hours, carefully documenting every Iraqi movement. One squad, based on the ground floor, coordinates with satellite intelligence to get a broader view of their surroundings. Suddenly, Elliot notices something strange. Every Iraqi visible earlier has vanished into a single house down the street. The entire lane is now deserted, and from his vantage point, he spots weapons among the group. It becomes clear, the Iraqis may have discovered the soldiers' presence. Moments later, a suspicious vehicle arrives near the house. From the house across the street, 3 to 4 armed men suddenly emerge. The American soldiers immediately go on high alert. As they continue observing through the small hole in the wall, a hand grenade is suddenly thrown through it and lands inside the room. The grenade explodes on impact, sending a shockwave through the space. Luckily, none of the soldiers are injured, but the message is clear: the enemy knows they're here. Though they can't yet see their attackers clearly, the soldiers begin returning fire blindly, relying on instinct and training. The blast room contains much of their essential gear, including weapons, body armor, and backpacks. Under the cover of limited fire and caution, they slowly retrieve everything they can and relocate it to a safer room within the building. Eventually, the sound of gunfire dies down. No more bullets are flying in from outside, and it seems the enemy has temporarily halted their assault. Recognizing the urgency of their situation, the team decides it's time to evacuate. They contact their allies, other American forces stationed nearby with armored tanks, requesting immediate extraction. Their message is clear: "We are surrounded. We need to move out now." To distract the enemy and create cover, the soldiers detonate a small explosive on the second floor. Smoke engulfs the entire building, providing the perfect opportunity for them to move downstairs. The local civilians being held inside witness the chaos unfold, but the soldiers remain focused. They gather their equipment and make their way to the lower floor, awaiting backup. Captain Eriks takes command, giving clear instructions to his team. 2 soldiers are assigned to keep the civilians under control. When the tank arrives, 1 soldier will deploy a smoke grenade to conceal their movement. The rest will provide covering fire while the remaining team members, including Sniper Elliot, board the tank. Once they've regrouped, the plan is to return to the house and re-establish their positions. Everyone gets into place, bracing for the next step. Moments later, the sound of the approaching tank draws nearer. One of the soldiers pulls the pin on a smoke grenade and throws it outside, creating a thick cloud of cover. The smoke drifts toward them, limiting visibility, but the soldiers remain steady and disciplined. As the tank rolls into position, the team begins moving toward it. Half the squad reaches the vehicle safely. But just as they're about to board, a massive explosion erupts nearby. The force of the blast sends dust, fire, and debris flying through the air. For a moment, everything is chaos. When the dust finally settles, many of the soldiers begin regaining consciousness, but not all of them. One of the soldiers is severely injured, his legs are destroyed. Another soldier is on fire, screaming in pain, but a teammate quickly rushes over and extinguishes the flames. The mission is now in complete disarray. The blast has not only ruined their extraction plan but has also left them vulnerable and scattered. As the soldiers slowly regain consciousness, they scramble to retreat into the house. Elliot, the sniper, is in excruciating pain, both of his legs are crushed and severely burned from the explosion. His screams echo through the house. Despite the danger, the team pulls him back inside. Blood pours from his legs, prompting the others to immediately tie a rope around them as a makeshift tourniquet to stop the bleeding. They administer morphine to help numb the pain. His cries are so intense, it almost feels like a real-life battlefield trauma unfolding before our eyes. Outside, enemy fire continues to rain down, but for now, the team has some cover inside the house. Though shaken, they're working fast to regain control. With two of their brothers in arms gravely injured, they make urgent contact with their allied tank unit. Our tank was hit. 2 of our men are critically wounded. We need backup now. They radio in. The response is swift. The second unit assures them that help is en route. In the meantime, the soldiers must hold their position and protect themselves. Just then, a U.S. jet roars across the sky. Its sonic boom cuts through the air with deafening force, enough to momentarily distract the enemy. Outside, we shift focus to the 2nd American Squad, who are aggressively advancing on the enemy's position, guns blazing. The sound design is gritty and intense, gunfire that feels brutally real, as if the viewer is trapped in the war zone themselves. These soldiers mow down several hostiles with ruthless precision as they close in. Back inside the house, the trapped squad continues treating their wounded, still holding out hope for rescue. 2 soldiers make their way to the roof. From there, they spot Iraqi fighters firing in their direction. In retaliation, the rooftop soldiers open fire, holding the position for a long stretch, taking out anyone wielding a weapon. Meanwhile, a crucial problem remains: the team's armored Humvee is still stranded in the middle of the alley. Retrieving it is vital but risky. 3 brave soldiers volunteer and step outside to retrieve the vehicle, fully aware of the danger. They manage to recover the Humvee, a bold move under fire. Then, critical news comes through: 2 tanks are heading directly toward their position and will arrive within the next 3 minutes. Immediately, everyone begins preparing. They grab their gear, hold their ground, and brace for what comes next. Just then, one of the U.S. jets returns, flying low over their house. The U.S. jet roars directly over the house, its sonic boom so deafening and powerful that the entire building shakes. The soldiers crouch in place as the shockwave rattles the walls. It's a calculated move, designed to distract the enemy and give the soldiers an opening. Moments later, the first tank arrives. The team immediately lifts Elliot, who is still in critical condition, and carefully loads him into the tank. The second injured soldier is also brought aboard. With both of them secured, the 2 tanks begin their retreat, taking the wounded away from the hot zone. The remaining soldiers stay behind, returning to the house. They can't all fit in one extraction. While fending off enemy fire, they hold their position, buying time until more support arrives. Soon after, 2 more tanks roll in to assist with the final evacuation. As they reach the house, the tanks unleash heavy firepower in every direction. Enemy fighters had climbed onto surrounding rooftops, so the tanks bombarded those structures relentlessly. Explosions shake the ground as enemy forces are neutralized one by one. With the area temporarily cleared, the rest of the soldiers make a break for the tanks, firing back at enemies as they go. Bullets rain down on the vehicles, but the tanks' reinforced armor holds strong. Enemy gunfire has no effect. Inside the house, the local civilians remain unharmed. Once the battle subsides, they cautiously step outside. It's then revealed that many terrorists had been hiding inside nearby homes, and now they begin emerging in the chaos. But the good news is that the soldiers who were trapped have made it out safely. Their extraction is complete. In the film's final moments, we see the real-life soldiers who were part of this mission. Among them is Elliot, now wheelchair-bound after losing both legs in the 2006 incident. The film closes with a sobering message. It highlights the extreme danger soldiers face during wartime and the harsh realities of combat missions. Not every mission ends in victory. Sometimes, the objective fails, and survival becomes the only priority. In moments like these, soldiers must rely on each other, save one another, and push through unimaginable circumstances, just as shown in this story. This movie deserves to be watched at least once. The sound design alone is phenomenal, from the crack of gunfire and the thump of explosions to the piercing screams of injured men. Every detail feels real, immersing the viewer in the brutal, haunting truth of war. The cinematography in this movie pulls you straight into the war zone. It feels as though you're right there on the battlefield. Each scene is shot with intense proximity, allowing you to clearly see the fear, adrenaline, and raw emotion on the soldiers' faces. These close-up visuals add a level of realism that makes every moment feel personal and immersive. This authenticity is what sets Warfare 2025 apart. It's not just a war film, it's a visceral experience. And that's exactly why you should give this movie a watch. Warfare 2025 is more than just a film, it's a raw, emotional journey into the heart of a battlefield where every second counts, and every decision could mean life or death. It reminds us of the sacrifices made by real soldiers, the fear in their eyes, the weight of leadership, the brotherhood forged in fire, and the moments where survival is the only victory. From the gut-wrenching explosions to the painful cries of the wounded, this movie doesn't hold back. It brings the harsh reality of war straight to your screen, showing that not all missions are successful, but sometimes, just making it out alive is the greatest success of all. If you felt the intensity of this story, make sure to subscribe for more gripping movie recaps, emotional narratives, and powerful war stories just like this. We dive deep into films that leave an impact, and we bring you closer to the stories that matter. We'll be back soon with more cinematic breakdowns. Until then, stay safe, honor those who serve, and take care of yourself and your loved ones.